sound of rain on a metal roof just so satisfying. I could listen to this all day. So you guys are probably tired of hearing me talk in the garage because it echoes so bad. I think the rain actually is helping with that. We finally have Mr. Van in the garage. I drove him once before my knee surgery, and then he didn't get driven for over a year after that. The rats all made it home and chewed a bunch of stuff. He needed to get smogged and everything. Obviously I can't do that if he's not running. So he went to the shop, got towed, and they got everything fixed up on him, got the smog, got the new registration, everything. So he is good to go, street legal. Everything is good for Mr. Van now. And hopefully that doesn't happen again now, because even without the garage doors, I haven't seen anybody get in here except for lizards and the big black beetles that are like going crazy right now. The van was being used like as a storage place, which isn't great, and he needs a dire cleanup. He got parked with the windows cracked because I have these like rain guards, but sometimes the wind just blows completely horizontal and it got filled with dirt. And I did a little bit of a cleanup up on the cab so that it wasn't just a pain in the butt when I was driving. But he needs some love. And I don't feel like doing anything else on a rainy weekend day. So let's give Mr. Van some love and clean him up and everything. So first thing I gotta do is unload him. I'm pretty sure this video is going to come out before this video, but yeah, spoilers for an upcoming video. This is embarrassing. I have so much stuff in little cubbies from living in the van. I don't even know where to start. Like, I have a bunch of scarves hung up here. That can go. We don't need those in here anymore. We need to like start some bags and stuff to take inside. I was hoping for the rain to stop before I go get my shop back, but it doesn't sound like that's happening, so I'm gonna go get wet. There's dust inside the radio between this protective and the screen. Wow, that's pretty bad. So if you'll notice, the van does not have a glove box. This is an airbag. And it also really doesn't have cup holders. There's this like really weird fold down cup holder like on the ground over here. So I got cup holders installed a long time ago. But that means like all the glove boxy kind of stuff has to go like in these open cubbies. So what I've got here is an umbrella. I'm trying to decide what should live in the van versus what should live in the car, because now I have two vehicles, versus what should live in the house. Probably would use it more in the car because I will drive the car more. So I guess he's gonna go in the car. The headlamp is something that should probably go in the house. Where'd my bag go? And then I have all sorts of little tchotchkes and stuff that I collected. And I think some of them are gonna stay. Like, I really like my dream catcher that's back here and the potted plant, but this one is in the way of the fan. So I think this one is gonna go, at the very least, somewhere else. The dust is making my nose so itchy. I'm sorry if that's gonna bother you. I have a pair of gloves that are living in the van, and that should stay here because the van, the heater core broke, and that's a huge project and a lot of money. And I was like, I live in the desert, so I don't need a heater. Plus I have the propane heater in the back. So if I'm like staying somewhere and I need the heat, I can crank it and get the whole car warm and then drive. But obviously your hands on the steering wheel get cold. And so actually part of the thing that kicked all of this off, aside from the fact that the van is done at the shop now, is I went through a box looking for my trickle charger, and I didn't even find the trickle charger in that box, but I found my steering wheel cover from my old vehicle. So I think I'm gonna put this underneath as well so that I have both of my cold things, like the shearling to keep my hands warm, the gloves to keep my hands warm. They're both right there. The other thing, after the heater block broke, I bought this little baby heater, and it is way too big of a space to do anything, but to keep the window defogged, it is able to do that enough that I can see. It can make a little spot in the window that I can like look through. And so yeah, he needs to stay. But actually, as you can see, he slides on and off, and so I'm like, for the majority of the year, maybe he'll just stay down there and it'll look less cluttered. So I guess I've got the passenger side done. Oh, and as for things that I kept in here, a little ice scraper, which I'm sure I'll never use, but if I need it, it's good to have it. My folder with like registration and everything, it also has like user manuals for stuff that's in the van in case I need it while I'm using it. This is like a camping saw, which I don't know that I've ever used, but if I ever wanted firewood, like I have it. And it's also way bigger than anything that I would use for backpacking or something, so I don't want to put it in with like my backpacking supplies. A little broom, which I use a ton. Highly recommend if you have something that has like hard floors, not carpet. A little can of WD-40, which the latches on my doors try and stick sometimes, so it's good to have that, and also for the hinges. And then this is actually broken. It's the thing that tilts my seats back. When I was like working and stuff, the seat would be turned back, facing backwards, and then I'd be like, I need to move my seat, so I just reach back here, grab it. It still works. You physically push it on there and turn it, but it doesn't have any of the clips to keep it to stay on itself, and somebody tried to glue it and it didn't stay. So it just lives here so that I can use it. I'm really happy with the dimensions I chose for the garage because yeah, I can push the door all the way open and it doesn't hit the wall. Exciting. Very, very practical. There's so many little parts on these cup holders to get dirty. Okay, so this is not lotion. You guys remember during COVID when they had all this like random hand sanitizer because there was such a demand for it? This is some of that. It's like weird white hand sanitizer. I was in the van during COVID, and so you needed hand sanitizer right there. And so this was nice to have in the door. It doesn't 100% fit in the door. And I actually have carried this habit over through past COVID and have a hand sanitizer in the car door. So I'm gonna go see if maybe the car door one fits here. A little swap-a-roo. It does. Okay, so as much as I hate the hand sanitizer that's in that bottle, it is nicer to be in the nicer vehicle. So that one's gonna go in here. And then really all the rest that was in here is face masks a la COVID, which I'm sure all need to be washed. So that's gonna go in the house. And a bunch of reusable bags, which I will keep these in here. Maybe not all of them. There's a fabric one that I'll wash. These ones can stay. And then after that, all that's left is this baseball cap, which again is filthy. So it's gonna go in the wash first and foremost, but I don't know that I even need a baseball cap, so it might just get donated. So that's a big clean out over here. There's a dog poop bag here I'm gonna throw in. And then also, there's a leash somewhere else in the van, and I'm gonna put that in the door here too. I actually really liked the leash that was in the van, so I just went and swapped it for one that I like a little bit less. And these are really nice because they're actually universal. So this is set for teddy size, but you can move this back and it's just a noose. And so if I found like a stray dog or something, it doesn't have to have a collar they can clip it onto. I can just over the head. So I have this box and I think I'm gonna get rid of it. It doesn't need to be there anymore. If you guys need to stick stuff to your car, they make these reusable silicone pads. They work really well, and that's what everything that you see stuck inside the car is using. Like I said before, I don't have a glove box in the van, and so this was kind of my attempt at a glove box, and a lot of the stuff that was in here is actually taken out because this was like my most used stuff because it was right there, easy to get to. But what's left in here is a sunglass chain, which can go with my jewelry in the house, and eyeglass, like microfiber, which is kind of good to have, like a Leatherman tool that's broken. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. And then a pocket knife. And I have a pocket knife in my backpacking kit, so this is an extra pocket knife. I think I'll put it in the other side where I have like my saw and everything as like just like extra stuff. And that's it for what's in here. I would like to keep like an eyeglass cleaner, but it probably can live in my purse, to be honest, because this is so small it's gonna get lost somewhere. This box will probably still live in the van, but just not up front where it looks like an eyesore. I'm kind of trying to genericize the van at this point. Not take all of the life out of it, because obviously I still want to like the van when I'm staying in it, but I'm not living in it anymore, and so it doesn't need to have quite that same amount of hominess in it like it used to. Okay, so I have this piece of drywall I bought before my knee surgery. Because again, my knee surgery was only supposed to take like 2 weeks to heal from, and here I am a year later and I'm still not like 100%. So yeah, this drywall and the insulation for going inside the house got stuck here. Drywall got pressure treated boards put on top of it and they are still damp. And it ripped all of the finish off of the drywall. So I think this half of the drywall is literally just gonna get thrown away. So I guess I'll go use that pocket knife now. I'm not 100% sure what to do with the rest of this because I am not ready to use it. I don't really want it to stay living here any longer. I don't really have a spot for it in the house. I feel like it'll get ruined if it stays in the garage. But I don't know, I guess I'll just prop it up against the garage for now. Can I even carry it? I'm not 100% yet still with the knee. So, okay, well I can carry it if I don't hurt myself. Okay, I'll figure that out later. All of this needs washed. This is my back like window cover. It faces this way, so you don't see it, but it's a little Joshua tree. I've had it for forever. It was in my Utah apartment. And it's seen better days, but we love it and we're gonna keep it, and it's gonna go up in here. And these zip ties haven't deteriorated in the sun yet, so they're fine. Also, this wallpaper is all coming apart. And the flooring, I did peel and stick vinyl on the flooring. Don't do that. At least not the plank stuff, because it just got hot and like literally ran and bunched up at the front. I really need to like kind of gut the van at some point, which is not happening anytime soon, and redo the floor because a lot of the floor is rotten from before I owned the van. The windshield was leaking, and so I fixed that, and so it'd be nice to get the rotten floor out. In case you're curious, this is not the bed that came with the van. This whole cabinet section, this is part of the Eurovan campers and like from factory, but the bed I took out, it came with like what's called a rock and roll bed, and it is really convenient in that you can like seat people back there with like working seat belts and everything, but it is a huge waste of space in terms of storage. I can fit so much underneath this bed, and I could fit basically nothing underneath the other bed. I also really could stand to wash all these cushions, but probably not going to happen. They have been washed since they were put in, but they haven't been washed in a while. And then this stuff down here I've actually gone through fairly recently. It's all the stuff that I need, like air pump in case I get a flat out in the middle of nowhere, leveling blocks, oil, coolant, all that stuff. That's all here, and I don't need to go through it. And then this stuff looks really unorganized, but it's all stuff for the trailer. And then getting into the closet, because of the door, everything stays pretty clean, and yeah, the comforter and all that should be in there also, but they got left out before the surgery and never got put back away, and then they got dirty, so they need to get washed before they all get stuffed back into the closet. I have my shower bag, which is actually missing my shower shoes, which are up there for some reason. I just keep this. It's all a couple travel things. I guess I should probably go through this because it looks like something actually dried up on me. But yeah, there's just like a little, oh, it's all dried up. Crazy. It doesn't seem like it leaked. In my little cabinet for toiletries, I keep just like all the basic toiletries that I might need. And then the idea was also to keep just like basic shower supply stuff. And then I could just like pick up and go if I was in like an emergency. And I don't know that I would do that now because the van is like less reliable than the Chevy Bolt. But when it was between the van and the Suzuki, I definitely would have taken the van in the event of emergency. Now I think it would matter what the emergency is. Yeah, I don't know. I think that the most likely situation for all of this preparedness is that I can just go pick up to a party or a concert and not have to pack, but it doesn't hurt to be prepared, and that's kind of what a lot of this is. So I guess I need to bring this inside and like restock it and reevaluate this. I'm a little bit surprised that these bottles apparently can dry out because they're like airplane bottles. This is the bag I carry everything in with if I'm at like a truck stop or something, because I can fit like my extra clothes and a towel and stuff in it, and then it's all kind of discreet. Oh, I have another seat cover. Well, that's nice. I was gonna buy more, but apparently I have more. This is another set of sheets. So I have two sets of sheets, another fitted sheet, and I'm just double checking to see if any mice were in this, and it doesn't look like it. The only other things in the closet is this heating pad, which is really nice in the winter. A lot of the times I'm warm and the heater is working, but for some reason my feet won't warm up, and so putting this on the feet, it just plugs into the cigarette lighter. This is amazing. And I have a knee brace that I literally don't even fit into anymore, so that can go away. So I think that's everything in the back. I'm gonna kind of just reorganize, and then I'll meet you over on the side. For the drywall project that I never did, the insulation is like primo mouse nesting material, so it's gonna go back in the van probably to store, unless I have some room in the house. But yeah, I have all of my bottle recycling, like the can deposits and stuff in here too, because I just don't really have great places for this kind of stuff yet. Would like to get that kind of storage in the garage and stuff built, but it's not ready yet. So you guys hear the insane thunderstorm behind us? Unfortunately, my toilet is just right out in the open in the van. It's kind of actually really handy because when I swivel the seat to face backwards, then I can just put my feet up on it, and it's like really nice and relaxing. Little footstool. I've tried to cover it up with like a little skirt and stuff before, and that's what this residue is from. And it just never works out. So toilet's gonna stay here. I can take it out, and I do take it out sometimes if I need the room, but there's these brackets and you can really trip on the bracket. So it's good to leave it in place so that you don't hurt yourself on the brackets accidentally. I have toilet paper, and this also tells me there are no mice in the van because the toilet paper is still completely intact and fine. I'm gonna put that in a cabinet when I got everything reorganized. This is the front to a drawer that apparently is broken inside. That's everything off the floor, thankfully. I spoke too soon. There were little mousy poops up on the counter. Not looking forward to seeing what's inside this cabinet where the food was. Oh, let's put the bed away first. Oh no, there's some poop in here, but there's actually not as much food in here as I thought there was. So I have my mini rice cooker, which is 12 volt, which is like indispensable. I'm gonna keep. My plates don't have any poop on them. Oh, well, that's the food that they found. There was a granola bar in here that they ate. There's a tub of Teddy's dog food in here, apparently. Didn't even know that was there. There's something wrong with the vent for the sink, and I get this like suction action where it won't drain, and so I use this little sink plunger that I cut the head off of to pop that air bubble. And it was attached with a command strip, but the command strip is falling apart. And apparently the string for it has degraded. This is all inside, and that's kind of crazy that all would happen without the sun. But yeah, I think so far pretty much everything is just like, I'll take it inside and wash it and it'll be good to go. Like, it's actually not that bad. There's one little poop in here. I don't even know if there's water in here. There. Ooh, rusty water in there. Well, there's electricity in the battery and there's water in the tank. Yeah, there's something inside that faucet that is rusting. It's really cheap from Amazon, and you're not supposed to buy faucets like that from them because that can happen. That's not my drinking water. I don't ever drink. That's mostly just washing hands and dishes and stuff. So I don't eat any water that comes out of that. Like if I'm boiling water for pasta or whatever, I use water that is in a gallon jug that lives in my fridge. So I'm actually really not worried about the fact that that is all rusty and gross. This is biodegradable soap that's safe for when I am camping if I just dump my wastewater on the ground. And the pad that was holding it has apparently also disintegrated into goo, which is gross. Oh. The big spider web. And then the fridge looks fine, it's just dirty. This is my laundry hamper. It's empty and it's clean. There's no mice or anything in there. My silverware drawer looks clean, nothing in it. My toiletries, I think a lot of this melted because it's held together with wood hot glue, and that's where the front is. But I just have some moisturizer, Q-tips, lip balm, a couple of tampons which have melted. What melted? I'm gonna take this out and wash it as well. This is a bundle of electrical cords that stay in the van. I will set this aside and look through each of these. And then this is like a little medical kit that is apparently empty. And laundry sheets. These are really helpful in the van so you don't have like big tubs of laundry or whatever. I think everything looks fine except for the fact that there were mice in here. But I just need to do a big cleanup, so I'm gonna go do that and take a bunch of the stuff inside and wash it and organize the mess that I've just made. It's a little scary coming in and out of the van with the knee, so I'm gonna try not to do that as much as possible. Minimize the in and outs. I can't believe how dirty this stove is. Wow, okay, that was probably before and after worthy. Oh, please. done except for washing everything and putting it back in. Okay, so is it the best looking solution? No, but I put staples in to keep everything from melting. All right, everything I took out, it needs to go back in. Some of it's not gonna go back in its real spot yet because I need to get some shelf liners and stuff in there. But like for example, the shower kit, I had stole some little hotel shampoo and conditioners. So we'll put that in there. We'll see if that is airtight enough that it doesn't dry up. And then a bunch of stuff that just got washed, like my sponge holder and my sink strainer. I rinsed off my fake plant. All sorts of good stuff. I don't know if you guys can tell by the light, but it is almost dark. I need to take the dog for a walk and call it quits for the day. I am going to put together a little medical kit, I think, since this is laying around and I don't really have another use for it. Do my laundry so I can fold and put that away, and man, the van will be practically good as new again until I get to go and put all my bottle deposits back inside, and then it'll look bad again. But you know what? We're gonna ignore that part, right? was the box that had all of Teddy's dog food in it. It has a gasket on it that's still intact. So it should be airproof and like therefore smell proof. So I got just a few things that are also like smell proof for food to keep in the van as just like a really brief emergency stash. So I put some granola bars in a jar so that they can't be chewed, because mice obviously can get through plastic if they want to, but the idea is hopefully that they can't even smell it to want to chew it. I also put a really small jar of Teddy's food with some silica packets in here. When I was putting the dog food in this jar, I scooped it in. I didn't scoop it like this so that the smell didn't get on the outside of the jar. A thing of Chef Boyardee, a thing of beans and rice, and a thing of chicken and dumpling soup. So 3 meals worth of food. And actually I might not even keep all of them because I wanted to keep a thing of coffee, but coffee needs creamer and that obviously needs to go to a store for that. And the idea is for it to be like emergency. And so I just got this cappuccino mix, which you just add water to. So that's gonna live, and also it is sealed up. So until you open this, it shouldn't have a smell. And then this is like from Camping World or something. And it had like all these fancy seasonings, and I used up 2 of them. So I replaced it with just salt and garlic, which is what I use the most. And then I have the other 2 still. Okay, plates and bowls are going to go face down. Okay, so the thing that started us all off is the battery maintainer. Since Mr. Van's not going to get driven a whole ton, it's probably a good idea. And also keep the lid open, help discourage rodents and all that jazz. So let's get this on. Plugged in. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me give Mr. Van a little bit of love. I know my van videos don't do quite as good as like the homestead videos, but this was a big part of my life, and I'm really happy to help him transition into being a little less of a workhorse and more of a fun time kid, going out and having a good time whenever I feel like it. And now he's all ready to go whenever the time comes. So if you guys want, go ahead and hit the like and the comment button down below. Hit the subscription button and the notification bell if you don't want to miss my next video, which, like you guys saw, is going to be pretty exciting. I'm really stoked, and it's going to be totally like homestead centric. And I will see you all in like probably 2 weeks for my next video. Bye.